Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Happy Thursday, y'all. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. We are live on multiple platforms, including my TikTok. If you're going to watch here, be sure to just keep tapping your screens. If you're following, thank you for the follows. Thank you for the likes. We appreciate you supporting the channel. You get the sort of behind the scenes here, but it will be easier for me to see your comments on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. You can also chat with our other watchers there. So head on over to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, and shout out to everyone that's already in our live chat. We appreciate you all being here. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. Shout out to everyone shout out to Grace Report. Grace, shout out to Grace. What's going on, girl? Girl, we need to talk about Love is Blind. Just an FYI. Thank you for supporting Grace always. Grace, we got some tea to talk about too. Anyways, I'm having live conversations. All right. So back to this. So this is the Real Housewives of Orange County recap that we talk about every single week here on the channel. Heads up, y'all. Next week, there will not be a new episode. And honestly, I'm not sad about it. All right. So you guys can see me. What's going on, y'all? I want to say thank you again to you all that have subscribed to the channel. It is a subscribers only live chat, so I appreciate you all being here and being subscribers. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Road to 100,000 subscribers. I say it's around the corner, but thank you to everyone already. We're already at 90,000 subscribers. I just got an email that we hit it's actually over 25 million views in the last year. So thank you to all of you that have been supporting, watching, because those views don't just count the subscribers. That counts people that watch that may not be subscribed. Again, we support any way that you support the channel. So thank you. Let's talk about this episode. This episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County. I'm not into Orange County like some of you are, which is okay. I don't know it chapter and verse. I know the tea. I know all the other stuff that's gone on offline and what's been big storylines. I know some of the OGs, all of that greatness. So this is my first season really digging in. And it might be the wrong season to dig in. Might be the wrong season to dig in. I did ask you guys before we came live. I was like, where's everyone watching from? And Mary Washington, why you got to rub into our face that it's 76 degrees in Florida? I woke up to 55 degrees here in New York, and I was like, that is absurd. It's February. Don't play with my emotions, Mother Nature. Don't play with my emotions. What's going on, Texas? I appreciate you all here. Southern Girl, thank you so much. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the support. Guys, don't forget to show love to our moderators and our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. To become a member of the channel, head on over to TeamKempire.com. And don't forget to join our texting community. That way, when YouTube fails to notify you of our live recaps or new videos or breaking news, you will get a text message from our team over here at the Kempire. Okay? Hey, shout out to everyone that's watching during their lunch breaks. I know a lot of people have gone back to the office. We appreciate the replay crew as well. So replay crew, I want to know how you would rate this episode of Real Housewives of Orange County. From 1 being Emily is a pot stir to 10, Shannon on a microdose is everything. I know a lot of people don't like Shannon, and it's probably because you've watched Shannon's ups and downs throughout the years. But someone that's coming as a newbie into the show, Shannon's light, funny, quirky energy is everything to me. What's going on, Mocha? What's going on, Lee Armstrong? I'm watching from Ohio. Rain, sleet, and snow later today. Having a great day working from home Monday through Friday. Yes, love working from home. Yeah, the pandemic has changed. We've lost a lot of people during the pandemic, but it really has shifted the way people do business in big corporate America to you personally. And it's been, already know for me, if you've been following the channel since the beginning, what a journey that's been, and to be able to be my own boss. That's why when you say, go work for Bravo, go work for NBC, give me a minute before I go work for the man again. Irene, okay, a 6.5, a 7, all right, a 5, 7, 6.5. This episode, I probably would give somewhere in the 6 range. Here's Sister on the Move with 5.67 overall on the episode. Mocha says an 8.23, 23499. These gymnastic votes. Sidebar, we haven't talked about the Winter Olympics and the whole situation going on with the figure skater from Russia. We feel for you, Shikari. We see the hypocrisy, even though you're a mess in your own way. Oh, Anna says I cannot watch Noella. I just can't. I get it, but I'm going to defend Noella this week. Well, one instance, one instance. See, Graham says, I've been watching RHOC from day one and I've always loved Shannon. Okay, see, that's what I like to see because I like what she brings to the show. I like what she brings to the show. The microdosing won me. Oh, okay, right? She was like, microdosing! And she ran for the microdose. She ran for the edible. That's really popular right now across the country. I've never tried. I've never dabbled. Everyone that says you've been to Amsterdam 4 times and you've never, nope. Even this last time I didn't dabble. I think I was just through with Amsterdam with all the damn COVID tests. Last night I had a dream. Okay, we're gonna take a sidebar. Elephant brain's working. I know where we are. I had a dream last night that I had COVID. Well, no. Let me. I had a dream that my friend had COVID and she had no mask on and she knew that she had COVID. And I was like, why don't you have your mask on? So that made me automatically think that I had COVID. What in the? I'm going to go for a COVID test this week. Only because I'm actually going out this weekend. So I'm trying to be responsible. I'm just saying. But I had a dream. I was like, so I might have, right after this, I might have to go get a COVID test real quick. Just to make sure. Just to make sure, okay? No, exactly, Gail. I'm not claiming it. I am happy and healthy. I am COVID free. Look, let me take a sip from my coldest water bottle. What a mess. All right. So back to this. So at the top of this episode, we got a lot of Heather and her family moments. I don't know if this is Heather, saying, producers, I want this, but I can appreciate it because I like Heather and her family. I don't really love Heather and Dr. Terry as a show, but if we're going to get Dr. Terry and Heather as a family, I might watch that spinoff. I might give that a chance. And I know a lot of you probably feel as if, oh, she's forcing it for television. But no, I feel like her kids genuinely feel a connection to her. And she is sort of like Charlotte from Sex and the City, especially in just like that, where a lot of you like Charlotte is a little too woke moment. But Gail says, drink that water, wash those shirts. Exactly. I was like, no, this is what Charlotte was doing in Just Like That, where she is trying to understand and learn from her kids. Her not knowing that TikTok has comments. If she's not on TikTok, she probably wouldn't know. But I love seeing the entire family out. Does she have stock in Nobu? Look, I get it. When you love something, you have it all the time. I do. I'm guilty of it. Lee says Heather is just too much. Heather really is a lot, and she's very controlling. But we've said this multiple times. I don't mind that in a friend sometimes. Like when we're going on a trip, girl, if you want to figure out all the details and what, like right now I'm thinking about doing a trip and I'm like, I wish I had somebody like Heather. Girl, here's my credit card. Book it. Tell us where we're going to go, what we're going to do. Because I'm down, especially when I'm traveling, to do everything. As long as it's not risking my life. You know what I mean? Alex, thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate you support. Ooh, wrong button. Crazy Beautiful says Charlotte is my favorite on Sex and the City, though. A lot of people felt like her character on the show wasn't. They were like, "Whoa, she's a little." This isn't the way I would envision Charlotte would respond to her daughter who transitioned to non-binary would react. So I'm like, well, we are in 2022. So what would Charlotte today be like? You know what I mean? So I kind of got that vibe from Heather. This week. But I enjoyed seeing them. And then I also enjoyed seeing the little kids. Well, the little kids, they're not little, but I enjoyed seeing the kids sort of like fight with each other. Because if you have a sibling, you understand that your siblings will say and do things that annoy the hell out of you, even when you're grown. No shade. So Max coming at Kat, I was like, all right. And then the brother saying that I think it's because Kat also came out. So now Max feels like, oh, I'm supposed to be the only gay one in the family. Thankfully, I'm the only gay one in my family that we know of. How you doing? Okay. Speaking of how you doing, guys, Wendy Williams, she has her own Instagram account now. It's been verified. She released a video. You know, we talked about this video yesterday at length. Be sure to check out that if you haven't. Wendy Williams is speaking out for the very first time on video. And I think she knew it was critical that she speak out on video because we were all like, okay, a picture is great, but we need to know that she is of sound mind. Some of you are still questioning it because she didn't really know her age, but sometimes I don't know my age. There's also a story going around that Kelvin is that they're back, not back together, but they're in communication, and you know, she's using the same attorney that Kelvin uses, and the attorney has denied that Kelvin has any involvement in what's going on. Just saying. So we shall see. We shall see. But back to the Real Housewives of Orange County. You know, we digress a lot here. It's all right. So Heather and her family, that was a sweet moment. Kat and Max, you know, having a little bit of tit for tat, and Heather trying to be like, it's all right. It's all right. I think you're being a little oversensitive right now. I didn't love that, but maybe she was. Maybe, you know, Heather understands her kids better than we do. So, you know, Kat was just like, leave me alone. I'd be upset too if someone was like talking about what I'm eating. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. You already know how I am with my food. Don't talk about if I'm eating too much or I'm eating something. You know what I mean? Come on. Ben says, I just turned 40. I know my age. Okay. Okay. All right. Uh-oh. Rebecca says, someone asked my age the other day and I had to pull out my calculator. I know a lot of you say that the Wendy video is, oh, there's no way we can verify that. There's no way we can verify that. Even though she was saying the wrong age. We don't know. We don't know. This is what her team is saying, that she recorded it that morning. So only time will tell. Once we get more updates, I think she should have did an IG live or something. Just saying. Anyway, so back to this. So Noella and Emily go for a pedicure, and Noella is going through a divorce. Literally in the middle of filming, she is going through this divorce. They're at the point where now they're supposed to meet up for mediation. Has anyone heard from Sweet James? We haven't seen anything from him since. I'm kind of glad because they were draining. Their back and forth on social media was so draining. At one point, I just stopped talking about them because that's how draining they were. I'm kind of glad that they're moving probably in a better direction. Maybe by the reunion, we'll know more in regards to what they've settled on. They apparently had a settlement, but they were just waiting on him to sign off on it. And she was supposed to get like $2 million. Okay. K11 says, we know it's all she talks about. That's exactly what Emily says to her later on in the episode. Emily, though, I like Emily and Gina. I like them. But I kind of have to agree with Noella in this particular instance because Noella is saying, I'm trying to go deep with you guys and you guys just want to stay surface level. And literally, that's exactly what Emily says in her confessional. She's just like, we just want to connect with you on a basic level. Basically saying, like, we don't want to go deep with you. We just want to be, and look, if you see the relationship between Emily and Gina, there's no depth. It's very kooky. It's very light friendship. And some people just need those types of friends during those certain sorts of moments. Apparently, Nicole is not one of those people either. I would suggest that Noella get new friends. Get some new friends. Noella is a lot. I agree. But I got what she was saying. She's going through a real moment. And I think she doesn't understand Real Housewives and the franchise, and the ladies aren't really friends, unlike some of the cities. And they don't want to go deep with you. They don't want to support you. They'll act like they want to support you, but they don't want to really. The same with Nicole. Nicole was just like, Get out, come on, let's move. Let's get out of here. There's nothing real about Nicole. Do I still have that picture of Nicole? Hold on. Do I still have that? I should never get rid of that picture of Nicole. Oh, damn it. Do I not have that picture of Nicole? Damn it. Because she is so just looking into the into her phone the entire time. People are trying to have a conversation. I'm so glad Nicole's gone. I mean, she was a pot stirrer, but I'm glad she's gone. There's no depth to her either. And I remember the first time that we saw Nicole and Noella having a conversation, she literally said, these other ladies in Orange County, they're fake and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you're talking to this one about being fake? She is the fakest of them all. The fakest of them all. Broombell says they were rude to her. Emily cut her off while she was talking and then wants to catch an attitude with Noella. Yeah, if you watched the episode with us last night on TikTok, I said that. I was just like, I know Noella is a lot, but I did feel in that moment that Emily did cut her off. Can't she just finish her sentence and then you can ask her a question? Especially because you're asking her a question. I think Emily, again, doesn't want to go deep. She says this when they go for the pedicure. She's just like, you have to be able to give, and I agree with her. Noella has to also be open to listening and being friends with other women. I think she does have a difficult time there, especially if she's trying to be friends with these ladies that she doesn't even really know. I don't think Noella is necessarily a good friend either, but I do agree with her that they're not trying to get to know her. They're not trying to be really supportive of her. I wonder if she has any real girlfriends that are that supportive of her. But I could also see how she could be draining. I have friends like that like that too. That anytime we have a conversation, it's about them and what's going on with them. Can you ask how I'm doing? I'm just saying. I always in my head, I'm just like, I wonder if this person's ever going to ask, even though I'm not one to be like, I'm good. I'm my own best friend. Okay. So I know how to be my own counselor. I know what I need to regenerate my energy. But when our conversations are always about you and what's going on in your life, I'm just saying. Look, Heather says it. How you doing, Kempire? I'm doing great. We are celebrating. And look, it's not just because of 90,000 subscribers. I'm doing great because, first of all, I'm doing what I love. I get to communicate with you guys on a daily basis. I'm making sure I take time to sleep. I always make time to eat. I'm booking vacations. I'm just saying. But there are some certain people in my life, I'm sure in your life, that are energy vampires that don't check in with you and like, how are you? And I think partly that's what Emily is saying. She's just like, you should also check in with us. But Emily also said, I'm trying to get to know you on a basic level. She doesn't want to go deep. And maybe I can understand why. You don't really know this woman. Maybe you don't want to know this woman. Just saying. No, everyone's asking, how are you doing, Kempire? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Because I'm not, look, I will, if something's really going on with it, I'm really not going to go in depth depending on the person, but at least check in. Anytime we're having a conversation, it's all about what's going on with you. Have you even asked how I'm doing? Like genuinely? A lot of people ask, how are you? And they really don't care. When I ask, how are you? People know that I care. That's why they start spilling. I'm like, all right. That's why I should have been a therapist. Instead, I decided to be a talk show host. There we go. Just say, energy vampire. That's why I make sure I have my, my levels of protection. Shoot, let me grab my level of protection because some of y'all energy vampires on. Anyway, so back to this. So Shannon decides I have to give it to Shannon, even though she really downplayed, I don't host lunch. I don't do lunches, blah, 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 blah. Okay, David, the waiter. Like, these are moments that we don't expect to happen. We're like, David, are you with us? David, are you there? Okay. Even when she says that I'm not used to hosting lunches and blah, blah, blah. I mean, it was a very healthy lunch. And, look, depending on how you feel about healthy lunches, it still was a good time. It was better than Jackie's you know what Jackie did the other day when we talked about that on Real Housewives of New Jersey. That sad looking spread. Just saying. Um, I thought she did a good job. I think she, you know, she has a beautiful home. It's not like her old home. You know, I do know I did see the old home, but it's a beautiful home. The outside, not so much. The inside, gorgeous. She's a good host. I love what she did at John's place with them. You know, she says she does dinner better than lunch because she doesn't really eat lunch. Me either. Um, so I thought she did a good job. She had the ladies over. Dr. Jen was emotional. You know, when I first watched the episode last night, I was like, when Heather chimed in and was trying to stop the conversation, I forgot that Dr. Jen said, yeah, please do that before they even went in. But then Dr. Jen still spills anyway. Dr. Jen, as you saw last week, was having issues with Ryan. We find out that Ryan left the home. She said that she wants a divorce in the car. Like, you can't take that stuff back. You said that on camera. You're mic'd, Dr. Jen. You said you want a divorce. I mean, it's your right. But dang, that's serious to say on television, and your husband did not see that? Did you tell him that you want a divorce before you said it on camera? I know people are like, who's Jackie? I was talking about Jackie from Real Housewives of New Jersey. Kendallin says, I think Dr. Jen deserves better. I don't know. I kind of feel like they deserve each other. Honestly, look, it's very easy to have Dr. Jen's side on this situation, but we don't know what he's been dealing with at home because we've seen little things from her where she's like, "Can you just say this and that?" I'm like, "Don't tell me what to say." And Gabrielle, come on now. Of course he left with the dog. Ryan leave with the dog. Of course he left with the dog. You think he left the dog there? Do you guys think he's cheating? Oh, you're mic'd. Just saying. Stephanie says Dr. Jen seems exhausting. And in the conversation, she said, you know, he gives off this aura like he's so carefree, but he's very dramatic. Again, another thing not to say on camera about your husband that you're trying to mend fences with. I don't think either one of them are innocent in a relationship. Like, no one is. Everyone plays a part. But the emasculation of him on this show, I don't think is going to help your relationship. And there is a reason. I didn't love what we saw from him last week, but I also don't think that Dr. Jen is innocent either. I feel like Dr. Jen is like, she could be a lot. She could be a lot. Make it make sense. Thank you so much for the super chat. Congrats on 25. I think that's 25 million views. That's a lot of zeros. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate you. Carrie, thank you so much for the super chat. Carrie says he loves that damn dog more than hers. Sloppy chihuahua. He really does. He does. But there are a lot of people like him that love their dogs and animals and pets more than people. But that's a bad thing when you have a wife and kids. Just saying. Like, you left the kids with her, I'm sure. Just saying. Uh-oh. Crazy Beautiful Len says, I totally think he went to his mistress's home, Kempire. Dr. Jen said he left at night and got back the next morning at 11 a.m. Where on earth was he? And you got 3 kids? I mean, I know she has a nanny, but Gloria said, oh, he must be a Sag. I don't know what he is. Hold on. He was telling her about his day because she asked and she was being snarky for no reason. Yeah, I didn't love that conversation, but I also didn't love his response to the conversation. But again, I don't know where he was coming from and why he checked out of the conversation. But I felt like she also was just like, I need you to do this for me. Sidebar, it wasn't a good look when Shannon says, did you go to the marriage boot camp that I went to? They went to the same marriage boot camp. That didn't end well for Shannon. I don't think it's going to end well for Dr. Jen. I don't think that was a good comparison, Shannon. But at Shannon's lunch, there is a fight that brews between Noella and Emily. But as we've said, Emily cut Noella off. Let Noella finish her sentence, then you can ask your question, especially because you're asking the question. I don't love the fact that Noella brought up, did you sign a prenup? Noella really is a great producer, though, because she just comes out of nowhere with these questions and responses. Did you sign a prenup? I have to say, though, Dr. Jen didn't, if it really bothered her, you'd think she would have said something. Dr. Jen just was sort of like, did she sign a prenup? Did he sign a prenup? I want to know. Guys, if you haven't already, get your coldest water bottle today. It's one of the ways. Let me bring it back. There we go. Get your coldest water bottle today, guys. It's one of the ways that I stay hydrated. And of course, one of the ways that I make sure I have my gallon of water every single day. I have to have like 4 of these in order to have a gallon. That's why I have to order a new bottle. Get your coldest water bottle today at coldest.com. Don't forget to use the discount code KEMP10. Again, KEMP10. Thank you for supporting the channel by purchasing. Let me take this. Almost fell back, y'all. That would have been funny. Okay. So everything gets tense between Emily and Noella. So much so, the conversation of a microdose comes up. As you know, that was the gift that Heather brought over to Shannon. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting thing. Before we even get to that, Heather, I want to like you, but there's certain things about you that I'm just like, first of all, that's tacky. She said, oh, we know someone at the place that she got this edible. She's like, oh, so she returns it. Well, no. Well, you put a gift receipt in there. I don't see why she would return an edible. Obviously, you know that she likes them. I thought that was a little shady. Carrie, thank you so much for the super chat. Noella's always drunk. She's going through things. Thank you for the super chat. Okay, Chocolate Chunk says, I'm here late. It's okay, Chocolate Chunks. I rate this episode a 6. I think I'm leaning towards a 6 too. I think I'm leaning towards 6. Exactly. She joked and said that Heather's her dealer. Lord. Okay. K11. Noella is Bronwyn 2.0, annoying and desperate for attention. I'm not going to disagree with you guys. I see that comment all the time about Noella, but I'll say it again, like I've said it the last couple of weeks. Without Noella, what would we be talking about? The ratings for Real Housewives of Orange County have been dropping. Okay. I want to know, for those that are watching now and for those that are watching the replay of this, who do you think has to come back next season to save the show? Maybe it's a couple of people. Maybe it's just one person. I know a lot of you have been saying Tamra Judge. I actually kind of like Tamra's, energy. I wouldn't mind to see her coming back. I don't know why they wanted her to come back this season as a friend of, as opposed to a full-time housewife. Maybe because budget. I don't know. But a lot of people are missing her. And Emily and Gina, I like on the show. I know a lot of people don't like Emily and Gina on the show. I like their light energy. I don't want the show to get too dark. If it was just Noella, the show would be too dark with everything that's going on in her life. Oh, a lot of people are saying Tamra. A lot of people are, Bravo, are you listening? Bravo, can you hear me? Jamila says, at this point, where's the season going? Right? And then they're off next week. Bravo. Maybe they're off because they're trying to fix what's going on within the season because the ratings have been dropping. But the inconsistency is not going to be good for viewership. Just saying. SJ says, I just enjoy Noella's clothes and style. I do too. Did you guys notice when Noella arrived at Shannon's house? She looked at the camera and she literally was going up the stairs and she's so kooky. I love it though. She's so kooky. And the fashion. And a lot of the fashion that she's wearing on the show are Black designers. So shout out to her. Shout out to her for doing that as well. Elizabeth and Tamra as friends. She's not going to take a friend thing, I don't think. Maybe she's changed her mind. Mocha, thank you so much for the super chat. Mocha says, not returning the edibles, the Baccarat bowl. I'm glad. Oh, is that what it was? But still, I feel like that's so tacky. I forgot it wasn't a Baccarat bowl. That's true. It wasn't the edibles. Good point. This is why I need you guys here to help my elephant brain. I'm glad Emily roasted Hoella. Honella, come on. I don't feel like she roasted her, Mocha. Eleni, thank you so much for the super chat. Eleni says, Heather is a thumbs down for me. I can see why people can either hate Heather or love Heather. I didn't love what she said about the returning of the bowl. I don't know why someone would. I guess I can see why somebody might return a Baccarat bowl for the money. Just saying. I mean, that's a very nice gift, though. But why give a gift receipt if you come on now? Okay, Jack says Noella is growing on me. I don't know why. I can see why Noelle is growing because look, what else do we have? I love Shannon though. I love Shannon and I love sometimes Emily and Gina. So at this, Shannon party, apparently Gina announces that she has a skincare situation happening. She's been working on 1.5 years. Getting to skincare is not easy. You should be working on it at least 1.5 years. Just saying. I'm just like, when I look at and I can tell she did have bad skin before and now her skin's a lot better, but I'm not going to Gina for skincare. Am I the only one? I don't know. There's something about her skin, but also just her that doesn't give me skincare. And I don't want to, I'm not going to her for skincare. Maybe something else. I don't know what it would have been. Tara says, Emily checked Noella. I was here for it. Exactly. Rebecca said, I give gift receipts. As you should. Unless you really know someone very well, you might never know. Okay. Deborah says, no, you're not the only one, Kempire. I was like, Lisa says, Gina needs a dramatic makeover. I mean, she's definitely come a long way. I've seen pictures and video of old season. She's come a long way. But my thing is, if you are talking about a skincare line on this show, you probably should wear less makeup. Last week, we forgot to talk about the blush that was continuing up the head. Like, if you're going to talk about skincare, you should probably wear less makeup on the show and show what you're selling. I just feel like, you know what I mean. Kendallin says, I'd go to her for New York City travel tips from Gina. Oh, Gabrielle says, you see her skin. It's not good, right? I'm like, and she talks about her struggles with skin. So I understand where she's coming from if she's going to develop her own line, but I'm just not convinced that I want to buy. There's so many skincare companies out there. There's so many. My first advice to her would be, when you're filming, don't wear as much makeup. You should have like this very neutral look so people are like, oh, her skin is looking good. That's just me. But when she makes this announcement, of course, oh, damn, I wish I had like a glass here. Heather, not even her home. What? This is not your home. She's so controlling. It is what it is, though. She wants to celebrate Gina. She loves Gina because Gina's, dust off your nose. Just saying, dust off your nose. My Lord. Anyways, let me see what this is. Let me see what you guys say. Just Simply says, I wouldn't go to Gina for skincare or fashion. Oh my goodness. Carrie says, I'll drink to that. Eleni says Gina's bad hair extensions a few seasons. I mean, yeah. Look, I'm not convinced. All right, guys, let me see what you guys are saying here. We have almost 400 people in the chat. Let's get to 200 likes, and I'll drop the call-in link so you guys can share your thoughts on the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County. We do this every single week here, but next week there won't be a new episode of Orange County, but we will still be recapping Married at First Sight. So later tonight, we will be doing the latest episode of Married at First Sight. I have to watch it again. I watched the after party. I have to watch it again. You know, it's 2 hours, but I have to watch it again because there's so much. We got to talk about Alyssa. We got to talk about Chris's decision, just in case you haven't seen it yet. We also have to talk about Michael. I don't know about Michael, y'all. I feel like he's lying to us about silly things. I don't know what's going on. There's a lot, and we got to talk about Mark the Shark and Lindsay. There's a lot to talk about. Married at First Sight tonight, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, unless I get behind, because stories happen, and then I'm trying to rewatch the episode. I'm gonna try and watch it and be on time for 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 p.m. PST. So stay tuned for that later today. We do that every single Thursday here on the channel. All right. Back to this. So when Gina and Emily meet up to talk about the ladies, and they're meeting up with their kids and her skincare line, and they bring up the whole idea that they feel like Shannon is jealous. Shannon is jealous? I mean, when they play back the video, it does seem like Shannon is like her reaction, but it could have been the edible. I don't know when the edible situation happened, before or after, but it could have been the edible, her reaction. But I don't know. I mean, they know her better than we do. Even when she was looking at Heather's home, it felt like, what's happening here? What's happening here? Is she jealous? Is she upset? There really was no major response. So I was like, okay. But I didn't feel like it was a jealous moment, for me at least. I didn't feel like it was Lisa HS. Lisa says Shannon is jealous. Samara says Gina is reaching. Tara says I hate my time zone. What time zone are you? Okay, Suzette says that grasping, Shannon isn't jealous of anyone. I don't know. There might be a little level of jealousy, but it seemed as if Gina in that moment was reveling in Shannon possibly being jealous of her, her success, and her friendship with Heather. And then Shannon was like, when Emily, stirring the pot, brings it up when she's hanging out with Dr. Jen and Shannon, not Heather. Shannon's like, I'm too busy. If she invited me to New York, I got my own family and kids and things. I got my own stuff going on. And I do believe that. Do I think there might be a little smidge of, I kind of wish, Heather and I were in a better place? I mean, I think they're getting in a better place. But I don't feel like there's a true jealousy happening there. Foxy, thank you so much for the super chat. Shannon ain't no jelly bean. Lisa says Shannon's ex and his new wife were at the Super Bowl. Oh. Okay, Russ says Shannon is not jealous. I really don't feel like that Shannon was truly jealous. I think that maybe Shannon didn't have the same response that Heather did, because you saw Heather, she had to, clink her glasses and have a moment to celebrate Gina. Good for Gina, because starting a business is hard. A skincare business is even harder. Good for her. I mean, maybe she expected Shannon to be just excited, but Shannon doesn't get that excited unless it's an edible. Let's be real. But yeah, so Shannon, Emily, and Dr. Jen meet up. They want to know what's going on with Dr. Jen. Is she in a better place? She's like, yeah, we were on the couch and we held hands. We still didn't really talk about him leaving that night or what triggered that. But we've been through a lot. She really has gone through a lot. And there's there's blind items going on. There's lawsuits happening with Dr. Jen. I don't know what's going on with Dr. Jen. Dr. Jen, whatever it is, girl, this is not the way to do it. Being on television is not the way to do it. Getting a divorce on television, I think she probably thought this is a great way to promote my business, which it is. But what's more important? Clearly her business, your family or your business. Just saying. I think she might be using the show to get her divorce. She literally said it this episode. I need a divorce. Which I kind of wanted the answer to what Noella asked. Did you have a prenup? And people are like, why are you bringing that up? She's like, because I just went through this 6 weeks ago. Just saying. Just saying. Let me take a sip, y'all. Let me drop this call in. Like, I want to hear what you guys have to say. But if you're watching the replay of this, let me know your thoughts on the episode. How are you feeling about Noella now? What did you think? Do you think that Shannon is jealous of Gina and Heather's relationship? I'm actually looking forward to Heather and Gina going to New York. Okay. Let's drop the call in link. I also want to ask you guys, do you think that Ryan is cheating? No, you probably didn't expect that to come, did you? Do you guys think that Ryan is cheating? I mean, at this point, Samara says they recently reconciled Kempire, but they were separated after the show. Oof. Someone says yes. Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh my Lord. Yes, yes, since the first episode? Oh my God. Maybe he wants to. Deborah says yes, he's cheating. Lisa says, we've all been through a lot. Do I come on your channel and blast you all with my woes? Stop, girls. What's happening here? I don't understand. Ryan is over it, honestly. I think Ryan, whatever, doesn't like Jen. Oof. Shannon's ex, David, is such a douchebag. Go away. Just saying. All right. Irene says, love Noella. Shannon's not jealous. Ryan is cheating. I love how you just summarized all of that in one comment. I love that. I love that. Gabrielle, he's cheating with the dog, right in all of our faces. Right in all of our faces. Oh my gosh. Uh-oh. Carrie says he's cheating, but he'll be back. That sucks. Look, that sucks. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me pin this. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's take a couple of calls, guys, and so I can get out of here because as I already told you, we will be live later today for a recap of Married at First Sight. Married at First Sight later today at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. So stay tuned for that. All right. Mocha, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Mocha?
Hi, Kempire.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good.
Okay, so I think that with Dr. Jen and Ryan, I think it's more like they just fell out of love. Like she's not the woman he married. And you know how that happens? Like you think you married somebody or you're in a long-term relationship and then you're like, what happened to you? I think that's what happened. And I kind of get the feeling like she came on thinking that the show could kind of save her marriage while she promotes her business. Because I think it was already in trouble, honestly.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, and then I think at dinner, when they went to dinner, Heather and her family, I think her son was right. I think Max was a little like jealous of Kat because there was so much going on for Max, and everything was just so like in Cat's eyes easy for Max. Which in one way it kind of is. She's 18, 17, 18. So it is a bit easier than when you're like 12 or 14 because people are like, well, how do you know you're like that at that age? It's like, well, how do you know that I'm not? It's like how they say, nobody ever asks a straight person to come out.
Exactly.
But if you're gay or anything in between, it's like, but are you?
How do you
Like,
know?
yeah, like for me, I know that I would be with anybody. I don't really care. It's more about the person. But like predominantly I am straight. Like that's how I see myself. But like if the right person came along and they weren't like a complete male, I'd be down for them too because It's about the person and what they show you. And if
Mm,
they love you the way that you deserve to be loved, I think that's the most important thing.
yeah.
And then I think with Gina, she's just like on this whole different level with Heather. Like, because I like when I watch Heather as doing her parenting thing, like I really love it. Like I think she's so genuine and she really is learning from her kids.
Yeah.
And how when she said like I don't understand how parents just kick their kids out and they don't get it. Like if you need a place, just come to my house. I'm thinking, geez, they have a big enough house. They probably could house a whole bunch of kids. There's
I mean,
plenty
and
of
I wouldn't be
rooms.
surprised if they're already working on creating like one of those, sorts of shelters
Same.
in their community, which
I
I
was
would
thinking
love.
the exact same. I think that somehow they're going to make such a big impact within the OC community because of the kids.
Mm.
I like Noella for TV purposes. I love
Gonna
that
be
she
friends with her.
promotes. Would never be friends with her. Like, I love Geminis. I get along with Geminis, but like, she said it herself. She's a typical Gemini. There are variations, like, me and star signs. There are variations of star signs. It's not, you're not exactly what that one interpretation is. And
Yeah.
it depends on who raised you, too.
Mm.
So I think, like, for Noella, like, people do get glimpses where we enjoy her, and then she takes it, like, she just runs with it. And it's like, oh my God, what are you doing? Because, like, she's promoting, because, like me, she's obviously, like, the fashionista of that group. She's
Yeah.
promoting some amazing black designers.
Yeah.
Focus on that. Like, you could be pushing so much more if
Yeah.
you, like, say who they are and where you got them from. Like, you are on such a big platform.
For all we know, though, she could have, and it's edited out.
Yeah, well, that's true too. Like,
She
and if
does
that's the
feature them
case,
on her Instagram.
yeah, like, and if that's the case, then that's the show's like stuff up for me personally because like it's you're an international audience like for many years now,
Yeah.
and to take something away from a community that could potentially help, especially in the couple of years we've had where it's more predominant now. I think it's so silly, and you're really missing a demographic of new viewers, even.
Mm.
Like, if you're thinking about it from a business standpoint, because like I said, I do like her, but like when she, and I understand where she was coming from with the like, oh Jen, like, do you have a prenup? Like, I get it, but
Not the moment.
this, yeah, this man just walked out apparently like the day before. You're still reeling from what you're going through, which is going to take you a while. And then you're asking her while telling your story yet again. Like, just use a little tact. That's it.
I don't think she
People are
has.
still happy. I don't think so either, but people are happy to hear your story. And, like, she probably is helping somebody out there. But,
Yeah.
like, just reel it in a little bit because people can relate to these issues. And this is why a lot of us do watch these shows. We want to relate. We want to live in another world for, 60 minutes. Like it's the whole idea of it
Yeah.
that it brings you a little bit of joy after a crappy day at work or a hard night with your kids.
Mm.
So yeah, like I'm hoping that it just gets better. So thank you, Kempire.
Of course. Thank you so much for calling in, Mocha.
Have a good one. Bye.
You too. Bye. All right, guys, I'm going to take a couple more callers. If you're just joining us, of course, this is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Orange County. The ratings are dropping for the show, but we're still talking about it. Next week, they will be off, so that means one less show to watch. Thank God. That way I can watch Married at First Sight and really enjoy it because it's such a busy day, but it's okay. I'm not complaining. Not complaining. But all right, Lil Baby, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Lil Baby?
OMG, how are
Hey,
you?
how are you?
I am good. First time here. First and foremost, congratulations on 90K.
Thank you.
And now on to the show. This season is boring. And I get it. Noella, She comes into the room. I understand what people says. She comes into the room. She brings this dark cloud. She sucks all the air out the room. But let's also be real. What else is going on?
Cynthia Bailey voice.
What else is going on? So we have to compromise here. Like Heather, I love all of her Capricornness. I hope to aspire to be as much of a Capricorn as she is, but it's boring. And Gina, yeah. And Emily,
Oh,
yeah.
damn.
And Shannon,
Nothing for Gina.
cool, but yeah. Emily, child. I mean, Jen. See, Jen, Dr. Jen. See what I'm talking about? Yeah. What's going on?
Yeah.
Now I understand them being tired of hearing about Noella and her divorce, but at the same time, what else is going on? She's the only one who understands the assignment. I honestly do not believe she's as tore up about that marriage falling apart as she's leading on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we need entertainment, and y'all aren't bringing it.
Damn, what else is going on?
What else is going on? And I do have to agree. Normally there's a storyline to bring us through, but I don't know what is going on. It's in the background on my TV. It's on, but I'm not paying attention until Noella walks on the screen because I know she's going to bring something.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Miss Little Baby. Thank you so much for calling in.
You're welcome.
Have a great rest of your day. Bye. I mean, she's right. When she's right, she's right. And the ratings are reflecting exactly what Lil Baby just said. All right, let me bring up Miss Brooklyn. Miss Brooklyn, you just posted a comment. We don't know what hit the cutting room floor.
We don't. I mean, and we've seen it a couple of times on different franchises where they said they concentrated so much on this storyline that they didn't concentrate on this, or they didn't show you that, or we didn't get into this because they focused on the dog in Beverly Hills or whatever, outrageous storyline they decided to promote. So, I mean, to say that if it wasn't for Noella, we wouldn't have a show, we really don't know. We don't know what the producers took and decided to focus on. Sidebar, I just wanted to say something to you. You mentioned in another video about the Huntsville, and you were talking about going to Africa. I went to South Africa a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Yes, it is an experience. When I got off the plane, it was such an emotional experience.
Yeah.
It was beyond. And when you're walking out the airport, there's a sign that says, "Welcome to the Motherland." And I took a picture of it. And it was my trip for my 50th birthday. I was there with my youngest daughter, and I literally broke down and cried. Wow. It was such an emotional experience to be there.
Yeah.
And they don't say, what they say to you is, "Welcome home, my brother. Welcome home, my sister." Oh. And to hear that, it's
I can imagine.
It's just an amazing thing. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know that because I caught the video. I wasn't able to be live, but I caught the video. So I wanted to just mention that.
Let me just remind people, in case you missed it, we did go live yesterday to talk about the sneak peek that we got for Love and Marriage Huntsville and the announcement of Love and Marriage DC. I just heard that they're going to be coming. DC will be premiering in the spring, which is very soon. Very soon. Anyway,
so yeah, back to this show. I know people can't stand Heather for all her pretentiousness and snobbishness. I love Heather. I'm not trying to be her friend. I'm really not. I'm not trying to be her friend, but I like her for the show. And you can say what you want. She comes off very genuine in her love for her kids. Yeah. She loves her kids. And to be at the level that she's at and to be open and accepting. And she was on Watch What Happens Live. And she said when Andy called her to come back, she expressed to him that one of the only ways that she would come back is if they were able to highlight, and she had to get permission from her children, that she does have several children of multiple sexual backgrounds, however you want to say it, and she wanted to highlight that to make it okay. So sorry, my computer is trying to talk to me and I need to stop it. So I think, you know, that was a great thing. And for her to show that, you know, your kids are your kids and you should love them whatever way. I can understand Kat being a little bit jealous. She came out younger. Max came out and it became this whole big thing. And she's like, when I came out, I was called name. You know, she said she was called names and she was picked on. And it is a dichotomy. You know, I have 2 older brothers who are 5 and 6 years older than me. So your relationships do change as you grow up. And Heather was very right about that. She's like, the way you feel today, it won't be that way tomorrow. As you grow older, those years in between shrink because you all become adults living an adult life and sharing an adult world. Yeah. Emily needed to snap on her. Noella was over the line. This woman just is going through this with her husband. The first thing she don't want to hear about is divorce and prenup. Like, let her absorb the fact that she's going through this. Yeah. And yeah, I'm with Emily. All Noella talks about is this failing marriage. She talks about it. Somebody said she talks about it longer than the marriage was. Like, we're over it.
But they were together for 6 years.
Okay. All right. And he told her, you go on the show, I'm going to divorce you. And she went on the show. So he divorced her.
That's according to him.
No, that was according to her too. Like, he was not down with her being on the show.
No, because based on what I remember her saying is exactly that he was all about doing the show up and because she said this to Andy. So there are mixed
stories going on there with that. I love the part with Shannon talking about Heather's my pusher or her dealer. I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny that Heather would bring that to her. It shows that Heather, to a certain extent, is kind of down to earth. She's not so nose up in the air that I'm above that. That she's like, yeah, I nibble and edible. Like, okay, yeah, we all do it. It's legal. Yeah. Emily and Gina, I think, are trying to pick up the baton from Tamra as being the pot stirrer because that was Tamra's role before. So they're trying to pick that up and fill that position. I'm not a Tamra fan. I please don't bring Vicky back. If Tamra comes back, I do think it needs to just be a friends of. Her story has played out. She got divorced. She got remarried. She's almost like Cynthia Nixon, but she wasn't as boring as Cynthia. Oh. She played her storyline out. She came on married. She had a tumultuous marriage. They got divorced. She had kid problems. She met Eddie. They got remarried. Like, your life has played out already. Like, and your son is not the best for you for television. So I think friend of is better for her because it allows you to shift focus onto other people while keeping an OG to kind of bring them along and teach them how the show is supposed to go. I do love Noella's fashions, but yeah, she sucks the energy out of the room. But I think she'll be back next year because I think what they're going to go through is like, okay, we went through her divorce. Now let's watch her date. and yeah, I think they're going to make a show of it and she will make a show of it. I really do.
Anyway. Miss Brooklyn, thank you so much for calling in. I know you're busy today.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So next week, well, not next week, next episode, because there won't be a new episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County based on what I'm hearing. Next week, it will be, I think, March 2nd. It will be the next new episode. We're already in March. Guys, don't forget, it is Black History Month here on the channel. And one of the ways that we're doing that is our monthly fundraiser. We're raising money for the Sentencing Project. You can check out the last video that we posted or any of the last couple of videos that we posted where you can find a direct link to donate to our cause. We're trying to raise $2,000 for the Sentencing Project. Donate what you can. Share the video. That way your friends and family can donate as well. That's one of the ways that we're trying to give back during this Black History Month. And thank you to everyone that has donated or shared in the past already. We appreciate you. All right. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't liked it already. We have over 350 people here in the chat. So don't forget to, let's get to 250 likes before we end the live because, you know, we have to mosey on out of here with some music. Thank you to our Team Kempire Royal Court members. To become a member of the channel, head on over to TeamKempire.com and join our texting community. That way you don't miss out on breaking news, ways you can drop me tea, ways I drop you tea. Head on over to TextKempire.com. And don't forget to show love to our moderators for helping keep the chat going and promoting all the things that we have going on, including the Kempire Radio podcast. There's a new episode that came out this past Monday, so be sure to check that out as well. And let me know your thoughts, because you're getting a different experience on the podcast. Thank you to everyone for being here. Have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys in the next video, and we will be live for Married at First Sight, the recap, later on tonight at 5:30 p.m. EST, 2:30 p.m. PST, unless I run late. You never know. All right. Thank you all for being here. I will see you guys later. Bye.
You mess this up like you always do. You want me back, but I'm through with you. You say, I'm so sorry, didn't mean to. You still love me, tell me that I don't care, we'll work this out. And I know nothing's changed, still the same. I'm so done and I'm tired of this back and forth. Now you're in my head and in my bed, telling me it's over 'cause I'm not enough. You need more than my love as I watch you walk away. But tomorrow you'll say, I'm so sorry, didn't mean to. You still love me, tell me that I don't care, we'll work this out. And I know nothing's changed, still the same. I'm so done and I'm tired of this back and forth. Back and forth. Back and forth. Same old thing. I know you won't change, but tomorrow you'll say, I'm